So welcome back to another shop tour. We've been working hard. Visually, you can't see too much changed, but except for the Sportsman, we did do a bunch of that. We've got a lot of the interior built on that. We'll show you that. But for the most part, we've just been coat and varnish. This boat now has 15 coats of varnish, and then the name and the numbers are going to be applied here in the next few days. We'll try to film that and maybe show you that in the next episode of Shop Tour. But this is the Continental. We took it down to bare wood, re-stained the red, and then applied sealer and varnish on that. Then we did the blonde. We bleached that and then stained that. So it's coming along great. We're still going to put a teak floor in this, so that we will share with you guys as well upcoming here. So well, let's get on to the rest of the boats. So here we have the 1955 21-foot Craft Cobra. There's about 21 to 23 coats of varnish on this boat. And right now, Tim is going through and wet sanding. And so that's why it looks a little bit dull. It has been completely wet sanded with 1500. And then what we're gonna do is go back, we're gonna go to 2000 grit, and then we'll buff it back to a shine. So we're going to share that with you. That'll be a video, a teaching video on how to wet sand and buff out. This one is the one with the Cobra engine in it. This is one of the last things we have to do. You know, the process usually is bare wood, varnish, name and numbers, varnish over the name and numbers, wet sand it, and then buff it back to a shine. And then we'll put the white stripes on. We'll paint those on. And then it's hardware. So pretty good day when you're putting hardware on, you know you're really close. So that's probably going to be in another few weeks. We do have to paint the bottom on this. The bottom on this is gold, like the tail. So it's not the traditional like copper bronze we see on a lot of boats. This one's gold with a very small water line. It's I believe it's somewhere just over 5/8. So usually water lines are 1 inch. So we're getting close on this one as well. And if you want to see how it came in here, or just check out some of the earlier shop videos, I'll put a link at the very end for those, and you can check out those. Those are kind of fun to watch because you see the progression from when boats came here to what they look like now. So. So here we have the 1941 super rare Craft Hydroplane barrelback. In a previous video that I just shot, Zach and I put the steering rods in, we got the rudder in, the strut on, floorboard in, and shifter and steering all hooked up. So check out that video, it came out really well. This one, it's dusty, but I don't want to keep brushing this thing and vacuuming because it just scratches it. What we're going to do next is we're going to do the same thing as we just did on the Cobra. We're going to wet sand it first with 1500, get it nice and flat. The reason we do that is it has dust in the finish, and in this atmosphere in here, it's really hard to not get dust in the finish, and so that's why we wet sand and buff everything. People ask me why we don't have a spray booth, and there's a number of reasons for that. One is the space. It would take up a lot of space, and it would very much dedicate that space to just varnishing. When we varnish, sometimes 3 boats at a time. Another reason is once you Scotch-Brite or do anything sanding in that clean room, then you have to clean the clean room. So that takes a lot of time, and so we had decided that we will try to get as clean of varnish coats as we can, and then we'll wet sand with 1500, 2000, then buff back. So, and that's worked really good for us. The finish comes out really nice and really makes the boat beautiful. All right, so let's go check out the U-22. So here we got the U22. We put a new 5200 bottom on this, faired it all out, got it painted with the copper bronze, correct color, and then this was bare wood. When we do bottom jobs, 5200, we always replace this plank too all the way around. To me, this is part of the bottom. It's under the water because this is the water line. So this plank back here had to have been replaced. So what we did is we got the bottom paint on, taped it off, prepped this to 100 grit, filled any imperfections, you know, with the wood filler, stained it, and then we applied 2 coats of sealer, and then it has, I think, 5 coats of varnish on it right now. So what we'll do too is we will then take the tape off and we'll varnish it as a whole. After we get so many coats on here, what we'll do is we'll varnish the boat as a whole all together. That way it just locks it in and you won't be able to tell too much where the old varnish was and then the new plank was too. So we're getting really close to flipping this thing upright. We got a few more coats to go. Like I say, we'll coat the whole boat a couple times and then we'll flip it right side up. We got some work to do on the interior stuff and then obviously to do on the deck as well, so it all looks new when it leaves here. So here we have the 1929 20-foot Chris Craft triple custom runabout. Haven't done too much on this just because we were waiting for wood. We bought another 1,000 board foot of the Philippine mahogany red Marante, and so we're going to be starting on this pretty soon, getting our planks made, and then our process is to make all the planks, install them, drill all the holes that we need in the bottom of the boat, take them off, and then we'll put down 5200 and bed those planks in the 5200. And then we'll start on our sides and transom and fair it out just like we just got done with the U22. We'll fair it out and then paint the bottom of it, and then this one will be ready to go up right side up. We really haven't decided what we're going to do on the sides yet. There are really good thickness on the planks. I don't think this boat has really ever been taken down very much, but there are a couple planks that are cracked. And so really at that point in time, what you got to decide is, can you put in new planks with old planks and have them all match when you get done with it and be able to stain it and it looks like it's all been redone. So we got a couple decisions to make on that and on the sides to figure out what we're going to do. But we're going to focus on the bottom, get that installed, get the boat right side up. That way we can work on the inside as well when we're figuring out what we're going to do on the sides. So here we have the 1950 25-foot Sportsman that we've been working on for a while. We're into build an interior, and really we're almost done with that. So we're getting really close. Like the 20-footer, we needed more wood. So we have that now. Now we can start putting the side planks on, finishing those. We did leave those off just in case, you know, we had to build this portion of it. So we left those side planks off so we could build more of the interior. But now it's ready to get those on. A lot of the interior has been built, and some of the pieces now we've started sanding and then staining too. So a few of those pieces have been stained and multiple coats of varnish on those. Some of those are in the boat and they're kind of buried, and so that's why we do them now. So when we assemble the whole interior of the boat, we can put those in and it'll be easier later on when we have to varnish inside the boat. So it's coming along great. I mean, we're lucky to have the drawings. That's really nice to have, just to make sure that we get everything right. Because if you've been watching for a while, this is the way the boat pretty much came in. It was in very, very bad shape. But as a twin engine Sportsman and only 42 made, it's definitely worthy of being saved. And in my opinion, almost every single boat I've come across can be saved. It just really depends on how much effort you want to put into it. They all deserve it. They're antiques, you know, and they didn't make a lot of them. Not like in the car world, you know, they made thousands and thousands of cars. Well, this, they only made 42 of them. So definitely worthy to be saved. It's coming along good. We should be here in the next couple weeks getting the engines. So we need those to figure out what we're going to cut out in the floor, how much of that we're going to cut out, and then also to make sure that our shifting rods, we're going to put the steering rods in pretty soon to get all that right. So we kind of want the engines to do that, to make sure we have everything just right and ready to go. So stay tuned for that, because that we're going to be showing that engine install too. And there's 2 of them, so double the fun. So thanks a lot for showing up and checking out the shop. We try to do this about once a month, put out a shop tour, just to give you guys a chance to see what goes on around here. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters and everybody that tunes in and watches. It is greatly appreciated. We hit 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. Now only about 24% of the people who watch my videos are subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out. Hit the like button, and we will see you back here. Bye.